You join us today as we continue our adventures around Hawaii's Big Island. First stop is not far from Hilo, at Kuamana Caves, the remnant of a lava tube created in 1881 during a Mauna Loa eruption. After navigating the steep staircase, you'll very quickly be scrambling over rocks and uneven ground. The accessible section of the lava tube is pretty short, but it is very much worth it. Bearing in mind it is literally pitch black inside, so be prepared with a torch and proper footwear too, as it can be quite damp inside the cave, making for a slippery surface.
We're working in the pitch black here. So let's take it off review. What we're getting here is lots of blowout around the cave, so I'm just putting my hand across the top just to remove a little bit of that light, and the glare goes immediately. Remember, we still want this bit more detail in here. Alright, so if I do this, and Mrs. Faceless can hit go. Well, we've got more detail in these regions at the side. It is quite blown out, and it's got blinkies for the middle, but the top bit is quite blown out. Let's try that once more, seeing if we can cover up a little bit more. I'm going to do that this time, so it's only for the lower rocks. Basically, I'm covering the top half of the lens, or any light coming in the top half of the lens. That's way better.
Yes.
So you're seeing my hand across here at the top. The rocks are now lit up at the bottom, so we have detail and texture in there. We should just see. Yeah, that looks like quite a lot of texture. And then obviously there are areas which are pitch black, but we are photographing a lava flow underground.
That's photos in the bag for Mrs. Faceless. Now it's my turn. There are two sections to explore here, so with people arriving, we nipped across to the empty one. I set about taking a sequence ready to process together, capturing that wide dynamic range again. I will be careful in post-processing not to oversaturate the image, albeit this is Hawaii and the greens are very rich wherever you look. Mrs. Faceless, meanwhile, had stopped to get a photo of the entrance. Next stop is not too far, as we took the short drive to Onomea Bay. A short walk along a well-maintained dirt path dropped us right out at the bay. I turned right, Mrs. Faceless, naturally, turned left.
Mrs. Faceless is back in the bay somewhere. Over there.
Looking out along the small peninsula, I could see the waves crashing over the rocks. That would be ideal for a multi-photo image, blending all the crashing and splashing waves together. So I set up and waited. And waited. And I got a few shots.
Oh, big wave coming in. Get ready to grab the splashes.
And then gave up as Mrs. Faceless arrived and took my spot.
Did I get any of those?
A couple is the answer to that question. Which is less than Mrs. Faceless managed.
I'm out here absolutely loving it. Come out to the tip of the point. I've got a really nice composition with one small flaw. Sometimes you just have to suck it up. Those, you can just see those, it's those two there. I can't quite go high enough to get separation between them and the horizon. I think there is, but it might only be a pixel or two. Eyes aren't the best these days.
Popping to get some video of the waves crashing in along the rocky shoreline, I was once again ejected from my prime location. Ho-hum. So I settled into videographer mode and let Mrs. Faceless do the photography. And I may have also sat back and lounged in the sun for a bit too, because why not in such a lovely location? Our next spot was on the other side of the island, Kekaha Kai State Park, I think. We'd planned to do some turtle watching, but a large number of tourists and beachgoers put pay to that. We did stop, however, as my schoolboy geology came flooding back as the drive down through an old lava field caught my eye. I believe this is pahoehoe, or rope lava. Someone correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. And also, commend me if I'm right. Learning about Hawaiian volcanoes at school in England many decades ago, I never thought I'd actually visit Hawaii and see it for myself. And yet, here I am. The lava makes for a great foreground interest, with, I think, Mauna Kea in the background. Again, a couple of exposures taken here to blend the lighter and darker areas together and ensure all of those textures and details are captured. Here's why I think it's pahoehoe. It looks just like bundles of old rope. And here's Mrs. Faceless, wanting to be near me again, obviously. We're now heading for our sunset location at Waikoloa Beach. A quick tip here, the beach club car park requires a fee, but the public car park right next to it doesn't. There's also a hotel right behind the beach, but there is a beach access path leading from the public car park. But first, a quick stop at Lava Lava Beach Club for some well-earned refreshments. This spot is by the Kualai fish pond, I think. It's a classic for the palm tree silhouette shot, and with some clouds in the sky, there may be some fabulous sunset colours too. So we settled in and waited for the sun to drop. I went with an earlier photo. Mrs. Faceless liked the richer oranges of the sun lower in the sky. And she then waited for the clouds to capture the last rays of the sun. An item on our wish list we'd missed a few days earlier when we went up Mauna Loa was to see lava flowing from Mount Kilauea. So when we got up to the news of impending volcanic birth, we hightailed it across the island to the Volcano's National Park. First stop, after getting entry, was the lodge, where there was indeed some activity. Sadly, not of the flowing lava kind. So we headed up into the park for a closer look, which, although closer, was actually less of a view. So we retreated to the lodge once more and waited. And waited, and waited. Plenty of steam and gases, but sadly, no lava to tick off the wish list. one final stop before heading home, Mrs. Faceless wanted a nice sunset image at Pele's Well, like I'd managed in the last Hawaii video. And do you know what? I think she managed it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed travelling along with us today, a like and a subscribe would be much appreciated. Until next time.